I was witnessing, trying to anyway, to 4 guys on the street for about 20 minutes last week. And you know where it ended? They could not get beyond my affirmation to one of their questions that God could forgive a child molester. They said, "No way! No way!" And it was over. I couldn't get through. There is something in the human soul that is outraged. That in your mind, you picked the worst sin for them. This was it. A guy that gets turned on by babies, they wanted to spit in his face. And here I am on the street trying to say something about the cross and the possibility that that person might find forgiveness with God, and they would not have it. And I totally resonate with how they feel, which is why I get so bent out of shape when I read this story. Just passes over. I mean, what if you were Uriah's dad? Bathsheba's mom. And the king just pulls his raping rank. And God just passes over it. So, until you feel that, then the way that problem is solved in the Bible won't move you. It just won't. Most people in America, it seems, think when they're not thinking about situations like this, that God owes them forgiveness. And it's a piece of cake. I'm not so bad. I'm surely no child molester. And we've got this figured out. That's not the problem Paul struggled with. Paul struggled precisely with my problem. How can God be righteous and just pass over? That's the word used there in this text. So here's Paul's solution. Romans 3:25. This sentence in Romans 3:25 and 26 is probably the most important sentence in the Bible on how Christ relates to the Psalms, or Christ relates to all of the Old Testament. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Maybe the most important sentence in the Bible. This is Romans 3:25. God put Christ forward as a propitiation by His blood. That means a wrath-removing sacrifice by His blood to be received by faith. This was to show that God is righteous. That's why He died. He died to prove God is righteous. Because, now here's my problem being solved. Because in His divine forbearance, He had passed over, same word. He had passed over former sins. You bet He did, and it's outrageous that He did, unless this works. So if you're an unbeliever in this room right now, and you feel some of this outrage, then know that your forgiveness is at stake. Can you be forgiven? Can I be forgiven without God being unrighteous in passing over my sin? And Paul's answer is, because in His divine forbearance He had passed over former sins, it was to show, Christ died to show God's righteousness at the present time, so that He could be both just and the justifier of the one who has faith in Jesus, though he be adulterer, murderer, liar, child molester. If that doesn't work, I'm out of here. Christianity is over if that doesn't work. That's the heart of Christianity. God put Christ forward to make it possible for a judge at a bench to pass over rape, murder, lying, and child complicit killing and still be a just judge. If that doesn't work, nothing works. And there's nothing but horrible injustices in the world that will never be set right. But if that works, we've got the best news in all the world for the worst people in all the world, including ourselves.